Let's talk about 7 harsh truths of entrepreneurship, and I think a few of these are going to surprise you. No audience, no business. Everything is downstream from lead generation. So essentially, if you cannot build an audience and if you cannot get people to signal leads, then you may as well not even have a product or a service. On the flip side, if you can get that to happen, then you can fix every other problem that is downstream from that. What great entrepreneurs do is they build an audience first, they talk to that audience about what they're looking for, and then they build exactly what the audience wants, as opposed to what amateur entrepreneurs do, which is they typically tinker with their product or service endlessly, and then they try and take that out to market and discover that they do not have the skills to build an audience. So what do we need to do? We've got to build an audience first and then worry about the product and service. You are either going to surf the waves of disruption or get dumped by them. And in particular, technology is either going to give you a boost or it's going to absolutely dump you at the moment. So we're living through a massive change in the way society runs due to technology. AI is pretty much akin to the beginning of the Industrial Revolution compared to the agricultural age. It could even be the equivalent of discovering fire for cavemen. It is a game-changing, general-purpose technology that's going to impact every single industry. Now, what does AI do? It actually either forces you to consume more than you wanted to or to create more than you could. So you better be on the creation side rather than the consumption side if you want to have a business in the next few years. I would go so far as to say that looking back 10 years from now, the only decision that really will matter is how you reacted to AI. The next harsh truth is sales. You're going to have to get good at sales. In fact, I would say scrap the word entrepreneur because that sounds too cool and just replace it with salesperson because that's what mostly entrepreneurs have to do. They've got to be selling their business to customers, to investors, to people who are going to join the team. You've got to be doing lots and lots of sales. Now, culturally, many cultures, including the British culture, are fitted with something called ABS braking. ABS braking stands for anything but sales, which is that they would rather be doing any other thing other than making sales. So if you find yourself tinkering with your blog or creating some content for social media, rather than picking up the phone and talking to customers or employees or investors, then you are engaged in ABS braking. Unfortunately, in order to get your business off the ground, you are going to have to sell, and sell some more. Okay, the next harsh truth is nobody cares about your business brand. They care about you personally, your personal brand. They're going to Google you more than they're going to Google your business. If we look at, say, something like football clubs that have been around for 100 years, Cristiano Ronaldo has 600 million followers. So people care a lot more about personalities and personal brands than they do about business brands. Even if we go to the biggest businesses like Apple, those businesses emerged because of Steve Jobs' brand and continue to be trusted because of Tim Cook's brand. So personal brand matters way more than business brand. And if you're going to get your business off the ground, you're going to have to build your personal brand. Okay, next harsh truth. You get absolutely no points for trying. So imagine you're a bridge builder and you build 90% of a bridge, but you leave one section of the bridge out. How many bridges have you built? 0, right? So you could put a lot of time, energy, effort, and money into building 90% of a bridge, but if you don't put that final section in, you've built 0 bridges. And a lot of entrepreneurship is exactly like that. Essentially, you get no points for all the time, energy, effort, money that you put in. You only get points for the things that you take to market that are ready and available for sale. So essentially, you only get rewarded for market-facing assets. If you're not creating market-facing assets that are ready to go, you get 0 points for trying. The good news is that you probably have half a dozen unfinished bridges that will take a tiny little bit of effort to finish, and then away they go, they're ready to add value. Okay, so the next one is you cannot hire the right people. You're too small if you're an entrepreneur to hire the right people. The people who have great jobs at Microsoft are not going to quit their jobs to come and work at your little startup. You're going to have to learn how to work with the wrong people. You've got to be able to rope in people from wherever they are right now to come and help you on the weekend or in the morning or an evening. You've got to get some people who are inexperienced and train them up. Or you've got to get some people who, for whatever reason, maybe they're flexible workers or they're traveling or something like that. You've got to figure out how to work with the wrong people before you get the opportunity to work with the right people. There are going to be so many people who tell you, oh, business is easy, you just got to hire the right people. Well, that's great after you've got a big budget and after you've got a great track record. It's not going to happen in the early days of business. So you have to get good at working with the wrong people before you get a chance to work with the right people. And finally, you cannot figure this out on your own. You need a mentor who's done it before, or you need someone to explain how this works, because business is way too complex for you to do it through trial and error. It's a little bit like aviation, right? You would not want to have to go right back to the beginnings of the trial and error phase in the aviation industry. You'd want to know exactly how planes fly, and you'd want to talk to someone who's been in the industry for a long time, who understands all the principles as to why a plane takes off and flies and lands safely. And it's the same with business. You need to be around people who know how businesses take off, how they run smoothly, and how they exit. If you can get around people like that, you save yourself a huge amount of time. Another analogy I love to use is Lego. If you were to try and build something with Lego without the instructions, it would be very unlikely that you'd ever be able to create something that looks like the image on the front of the box. Whereas if you follow the instructions that have been put there by Lego experts, you can very easily build something that looks exactly like the thing on the front of the box. So what you need is someone who's going to take you through step by step by step and show you the exact pieces in the exact order to build a successful business that gets off the ground. Now, the good news is there are plenty of people who actually have that knowledge, and they're starting to share that knowledge, and there are groups that you can be part of where that knowledge is freely available. So I just had a look at the data, and the vast majority of people who watch this video are not subscribed to the channel. We are covering all sorts of entrepreneurial topics, and we're looking at the whole range of things that are going to help you build your business. If you're enjoying this content, please do click subscribe so that you can see the next video.